Okay.
Okay.
Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. Okay.
We
We'll
just
forget that part
started.
then. Alright, I'm
It's
gonna go
already it's
straight.
already gone downhill. It's already
Hi, everybody. Welcome to High Aspirations, where the aspirations are high and so are we, except for Shelby.
Mm,
So, today, this is Jack, one of the thing.
hello.
Sorry. And then Shelby. And I'm Barry. I'm just here. So, today, this been a while, so still getting. But today, we're gonna talk about nostalgia, things that make us feel all good and weird, and really take us back to when we were young and stupid, and then remind us that now we're old and stupid.
Yes, yes, old and stupid, but
All right, so it's just gonna be us just looking back on things we loved when we were kids.
we were
All the old
kids once.
cartoons. Yeah, believe it or not, we were. So, you
I
know,
don't remember that.
Eh,
what you're about to, pal.
I came out as an adult from the womb.
That's
Yeah,
disturbing.
I don't believe that. Second.
That's deeply terrifying.
Um, no, you got Benjamin buttoned.
Oof.
So
It's
yeah,
Morbin time.
no,
Yeah, that's what
no.
I'm nostalgia for. The great hit movie Morbius.
Oh
No.
yeah, God, that was a good
Yeah, you
last
was
year, March.
there was
Oh
what was
God, I love when you more.
Mm-mm.
Really takes me back.
it takes me back.
Mm, about it.
It, yeah,
Yeah, cause
it was
yeah,
that won't always.
yeah. Every now and then there's an
Yeah. You guys are kind of cutting off
whatever.
on me on my side.
What?
You both are cutting off on my side.
Oh well,
Yeah, it's a bit choppy.
idea. I yeah, sure what it is. We're checking, looking.
I don't know.
Obviously not.
Well,
Hello,
so
Shelby.
hi. So nostalgia runs through
I'm
my
here.
veins. If you know me very well.
Oh yeah, I figured this is a good topic because we all like to talk about stuff, kids, everything.
I know
Me
people.
not as much. I want to.
I know that our viewers don't really know me very well, but I am very much of a nostalgia. I shouldn't say critic, but uh, just a nostalgic.
You don't have.
No, just a nostalgic person. I collect VHS tapes. I collect Care Bears from back in the early 2000s, the days of when we were little. I do a lot of nostalgic things.
Just
Yeah, I walk in and then I'm just like, huh, I'm in like 2006 or shit.
I
Wow.
I watch Care Bears and Degrassi almost every single day.
Oh yeah.
Classy. No.
Yeah, I'm rewatching Degrassi. I'm like,
Why would you subject yourself to this?
I was literally watching Degrassi before this podcast. Like,
Unwatching the grass.
you can't unwatch Degrassi. Once you've seen it, you can't unsee it.
Plug.
That's what alcohol is for, my buddy.
Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Oh my Like,
So,
what are some games you guys played when you were kids that was very nostalgic to you?
ooh, I got a good one. I got a good one. I'm raising my hand. Hey,
Blaze?
it's me. Pick me. Okay.
Don't
I
pick.
used to have, you know, those little like joystick games you could just plug in the TV and move the joystick
Oh, hell yeah.
and push the
The
weird button.
SpongeBob one.
I had the Spider-Man game, and it scared the living shit out of me. So it was just this little 8-bit Spider-Man game. You know, you could use Spider-Man, fight Doc Ock and all of them, and 8-bit
Nice.
cool shit. Yes. But then, like, there's this level where you're in the sewer, and like you have to like web up, trying to get away from the lizard. You're going through this maze, and like it's like the Pac-Man map where you can see it getting closer to you. And once it jumps at you, it's the most terrifying. I didn't know until I got older that you're supposed to shoot webs at it. And so I traumatized myself.
I played the SpongeBob one, and the Disney one, and the Scooby Doo one, and the Shrek one.
There was a Shrek
My
one.
mom had
Yeah. Oh, and I played the Pac-Man and like the Happy Mouse one. Like I think it's the like Atari games or something one.
yeah.
Yeah, like Abby,
I remember him.
my sister Abby, she loved the Pac-Man one, and we played it like all the time. And I really loved the SpongeBob one and the Scooby Doo one. Those were like my favorites. Because the SpongeBob one was like SpongeBob's face, and the nose was like the controller stick. And then the Scooby Doo one was the mystery machine, and the joystick was like a like transparent green monster on it. It was really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. Jack, what about you?
You know, I didn't play a whole lot of games when I was younger, but one thing that I did play a lot when I was a kid was Age of Empires. It was
Ooh.
a battle. It was like a war strategy game that you play on the computer. I played the hell out of that game. Like I was obsessed with that game. And you start off with nothing, and you basically spawn a bunch of villagers, and you build up your city, and it's like Civilization. Have you ever played that? It's very similar to that. I played that a lot. That was a pretty fun game. Um,
You reminded me.
and that. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're fine. What were you gonna say?
No, no, no. I was just gonna say that I I distinctly remember coming home and playing that game every day after school in middle school, and to the point where my mom would have to pull me away to go eat dinner because I was obsessed with that. Um, it was a fun game.
Like, you're reminding me of a situation that I was traumatized from, Jack. I mean, it's not like
Oh.
exactly, but it's definitely like older sibling syndrome. I'm the youngest of my family, and my sister, she's like the middle child, but you'd think this would be the opposite, right? But in my family, the youngest was the forgotten one. And so, when we were, when we were kids, my dad and my stepmom gave my sister a premium membership to Club Penguin. And I
Oh my
remember
god.
as a kid being so pissed that she got a premium membership and I didn't. I never did. And Abby played it like every day. And I remember her being on the computer for like 3 or 4 hours at night. And I'm just like, can I be on the computer? And she's like, no.
For those of you listening who maybe are a bit younger, Club Penguin back in all day was like the game to play. Like if you weren't playing Club, what were you doing? You know,
Yeah.
um,
Or Webkin.
Guys,
and that that
you're
was the
causing
game.
Jack. For those of you who don't know,
Like, I'm also remembering a game I played, which sucks because I don't remember what it was called, but maybe one of you guys may know. It used to be a game on the PC. You could play it on a website, similar to Club Penguin. And what you could
Mhm.
do is it's like Pokemon. It's literally Pokemon. And what you do is you play it, and you're like in a 2D world. And this is like way before the 3D games ever happened.
Yeah.
And what happens is that you create your own trainer, and then you get to pick 6 of your favorite Pokemon, right? For your team.
Mm-hmm.
And you fight random people online. Like, this is before, like, you could fight people online on, like, your DS or whatever. And you'd play online and fight other people. And I remember, like, playing with Abby and, like, our friend Ashley a lot when we were kids. But what sucks is I just don't remember what it's called. I hope
Dude,
maybe someone could put that in the comments. I don't know. I don't remember what it was called, but I loved it when I was a kid.
I feel like I've played something like that.
Yeah, like you face random people online, and then literally it's very similar to Club Penguin, where there's different servers you go into, and you can
Yeah.
actually like walk and fight people. It's like really cool. I don't know if it's up or not anymore. I'm assuming not, because it was such an old thing. But I remember it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember that.
Nintendo
Yeah.
probably eviscerated it.
It ranged from Gen. I think it went to up to Gen 3, I think, because I don't think it. Well, maybe Gen 4, because I know Gen 5 was not a part of it back then.
Right.
That made me remember how somehow found a website where you could play like older Pokemon games for like free. Like if you wanted to save it, you had to make. Remember, I was able to play like Red, Blue, Crystal,
Mm-hmm.
mainly Gen 2. Like they just had it on for free, and yeah, I didn't realize until a decade later it was like basically piracy. I was like, oh well, not the first time, but the last, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
Real nostalgia,
We aren't.
pirating shit.
We aren't promoting piracy.
Yeah, no, we're not. Totally.
Well.
Uh, well, I'm not legally obligated to say, but
Listen, unless
do what you want.
unless you're trying to find the One Piece, don't be pirates, kids.
Oh,
Yeah, there
dude,
you go.
what are some
Now
like,
you know, and knowing's half the battle.
what are some of your guys' like favorite shows like when you were a kid?
Thomas
my
the Tank Engine and friends.
Like you both just interrupt each other like,
Blaze, I'll let you go first.
Okay, so as you might know, Thomas was my shit when I was a kid. I was like just a little bastard of a child hanging out in my mom and dad's room because place we had the VHS there. We had a bunch of Thomas VHS tapes, and I watched them over and over and over. I know Alec Baldwin's voice by heart now because he used to narrate that shit. I'm just like, yep. So every time I hear him on Saturday Night Live, I'm like, James, what are you doing? Like Percy.
Also, the theme song does slap though.
It's a
Can we be honest?
banger.
It really does.
I remember I had a VHS tape that was exclusively like their best song, and like I had a couple episodes, but I had all their best songs. I just played that, and like fuck yeah, this is like you could do a mosh. Not really.
dude, for some reason the way you said that, I was thinking of like creepypastas, like, oh, back when I was a kid, I had this VHS that was just this one of a kind best songs VHS, and it had this creepy thing every time you played.
Yeah, it had a train with a face on it.
Ah,
Like,
shit!
whoa. Oh,
Spooky.
God. But yeah,
See,
like,
my childhood was JJ the Jet Plane.
Oh no!
I see we're two sides of the same coin.
No, we are not. We are not the same.
Sorry, I was kind of a Care Bears bitch.
That's understandable. I was weird enough, like
did
when
the
I
right
was, when I was a kid, my sister really got into like the Barbie movies.
Yeah.
And like I was like, and so I started watching them myself as well. And listen, she grew out of it. I did not. Um, like, th- like they really slapped. They were really good. You know, like the Nutcracker movie was
Yes.
really good. The Swan Lake, the Swan
Oh
Princess,
my god, that's
like
my favorite one.
I know they were really good. I remember, you know, again, I know the little these cartoon shows, but I really enjoyed them. I thought they were great.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I play with GI Joes, okay, and Power Rangers.
I remember.
Well, you're a manly man, Blade.
I remember when Abby and I were little, Jack. You kind of reminded me of this. Like, Abby and I would always play Barbie Princess and the Pauper, and Abby would be the blue one, and I would be the pink one, because Abby didn't.
Yeah.
And I just remember that, like, honestly, most of my childhood, like, my mom would dress me in pink and my sister would be blue. I don't know why, but my mom always did that. I thought it was kind of odd. But, yeah, there's a lot of nostalgic things that I grew up with. Like, I grew up with, like, the Cheetah Girls. Like, I loved, like, Raven Simone when I was a
Girls.
kid.
Cheetah Girls.
Yes.
Cheetah Girls was fire.
I loved Raven Simone just in general. Like, I loved That's So Raven. Like, that show was so good. Like, I actually have rewatched it multiple times.
I haven't
Yeah.
watched it.
Have you watched any of the new stuff that's come out?
I haven't. I've actually been kind of interested in it.
Yeah, me too. Because I really like the original series, and I've heard good things. I've heard good things about that. I've heard good things about the new iCarly that came out,
Yeah.
the revival, and I've been meaning to watch it. I just have not gotten around to it.
I'll admit, I did try to watch the new iCarly, and just in my opinion, it just very different than the original series.
Oh
which,
yeah.
I mean, I think that was their
Honestly.
point, but like, I know it's more for an adult audience, but I think just for me, because we're adults, I think it's just kind of weird. Like, the topics they talk about, you know?
Yeah, honestly, some things that were meant for kids stay for kids.
Literally, there was like an episode about people, like, literally, it was about Freddie and Carly about having sex. Like, the song was about,
Interesting.
there was literally a song in the, like, episode that's like, let's have sex, you
I
know?
remember that one.
And I was like, what the fuck?
That is weird.
Yeah, because, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, it's I don't know. I definitely feel like the new iCarly is, as you said, like it's not made for kids. It's made for people who watched the original series as kids and are now adults.
yeah.
But it's weird because they clearly want you to like rekindle that childhood love for the series, but we're watching our childhood heroes talk about things like sex and adult things, and that is kind of weird.
Oh, yeah. Because, like, there's, like, nothing wrong with talking about that stuff. Like, that's not what I'm
No.
saying. It's just that it's odd when it's something you grew up with, put into a, like, the same characters that you grew up with. It's just very weird.
Yeah, because in my mind, you know, all those characters are still the same that they've been all those years ago. You know, I've kind of preserved them in my mind in the same age they were back then, and so to see them now as adults and they are now in very adult environment situations, that kind of breaks my brain a little bit.
Yeah.
That's why I just feel like some things should just not be done.
Yeah.
It was cool the first time. You don't have to do it again.
I'll admit,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie with y'all. So, kind of random, but also on topic. Care Bears revamp. So, with like the new Care Bears revamp, I actually like it. I think it reminds me very much of like, kind of like an anime way, and I kind of like it. Because like the past few years before
Among
this
Us
one,
eyes?
what?
They got the Among Us eyes. But
like they're definitely comparable to the older ones because like I have like the newer ones right next to me compared to the older ones I grew up with, and they're definitely like different, definitely. But like I kind of like it. I think it's just really cute and like really works for like their brand, I guess, because they've been trying to go more into like eco-friendly ways of making Care Bears and like softening up the brand more.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really cute, and I do really like it. So, honestly, at this point, I might as well just have them all.
Yeah, might as
Gotta
well.
catch 'em
It
all.
is far, and
Yeah.
you made me think of how like
Yeah,
cause
I mean that does well, that does raise a good point. Like what we definitely all are living in a time of nostalgic comebacks where we're seeing a lot of revivals and kind of new shows and movies coming back, new franchises coming back, and obviously that's very exciting for many fans who have been longing to see continuations of the franchises that they love. I'm looking at you, Bleach fans. Um,
Oh.
but it's but like there are some, I do think as we just demonstrated with iCarly, there are some things that shouldn't come back, and maybe or if they do come back, there's a proper way of handling that. And so like what when you guys' view, what is the proper way to handle a revival, especially when you're dealing with a beloved franchise that has been gone and dead and gone for a while. I don't know. This is an interesting topic I've been thinking about.
Blaze, you can go first.
all right. So I think if it's like something like something that has like the type of world that can definitely take another direction instead of trying to stick with the same thing, but again stray away and try
Mm-hmm.
re- reinvent it in a way that makes sense, I guess, but also keep it at its roots.
Yeah,
I think it.
definitely.
I think it just depends on the show because this is kind of an example I'm going to bring up is the Powerpuff Girls. When they revamped the series, they didn't really have it focus on how it was very more action and violent and kind of like has a point to the show. When they revamped it, it was more like they were more in school and acting more like children than them being crime fighting heroes. I know there's supposed to be a mix of both, but the thing is, I feel like the original had a really good mix with it instead of just always being at school and trying to be fit with the kids. Because with the new show, they do like stupid memes and like references to, uh, modern memes and all that stuff to relate to children.
Oh no.
Yeah, I've seen
There's
it and
also
I
the
did not like it.
self-aware.
But I also have to recognize that the networks nowadays are not trying to please us. They're trying to please the
Mm-hmm.
younger generation. And that's kind of the
Yeah.
problem. They don't realize that most of their audience is going to be the older generation because these kids are
Mm-hmm.
not that, into TV, and if they are, like, they're going to be on YouTube or whatever, or what streaming service their parent has or whatever. And so,
Yeah.
like, they have to consider that most of their audience is going to be adults more than children nowadays, like compared to
Mm-hmm.
back
Mm-hmm.
then. Because when we were kids, the audience was us back then, not our parents, you know? Or
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
so it's like, it's going backwards here now.
Hmm. Yeah, I kind of had a similar experience with Teen Titans Go,
Mm-hmm.
because I remember when Teen Titans Go first came out, I was not a fan whatsoever. I loved the original television show. I grew up on that. That was one of my favorite shows. It definitely holds a special place in my heart. And when the new show came out, I thought it was just very kind of bottom of the barrel, kind of very basic humor. It felt like the characters almost felt like they were caricatures of the characters that I loved. And for the longest time, I was like, oh, this is awful, this is terrible. But I did have to kind of realize that again, as you mentioned, this show isn't being made for me anymore, right? Like this is made for younger audiences. It's made for kids. And while I know a lot of the older fans like myself weren't pleased with it, it's a different take on the characters. It's meant to be a more comedic a comedic children's show, and it can be hard that when we kind of grow up to realize that we've grown up and we've moved on from the franchises that we loved. We've kind of outgrown those franchises, and yeah, that generation divide is sometimes it's hard. It's hard to accept that you've outgrown a franchise that you love. You know.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah, it's kind of like, weird when you talk to people. They're maybe even like a year or two younger than you sometimes, and they don't really know what you're talking about. I mean, most of the time, like, people maybe a year younger understand, but there have been plenty of times where I've met people that are like maybe 2 years or younger that just have no clue what we're talking about. Like sometimes things we're talking about. And it just tells you how much of, like, experience for people it's different. Like, some people, I don't know where I'm going with this, but because my brain just like died for a second. But
I think you're just what you're trying to say is, Shelby, is we're getting old. I get it.
yeah,
I feel the wrinkles coming.
I mean, literally, man, is there any nostalgic memories you guys have from like maybe middle school or high school?
Oh boy, do I.
Oh my god.
Same here, honestly.
less nostalgia and more in eternal regret and shame.
I already had one in mind today because I knew someone was gonna probably ask something like that. So here's mine. So I remember 6th grade, 2000 and maybe. I
2000 maybe.
so I forgot what was going on. I just remember I, for some reason, wanted to yell out some kind of joke during a lesson because something triggered me to do it. And I was referencing Austin Powers, and I yelled out what Fat Bastard said, and I was like, vagina! And everyone looked at me like, God, he said it.
Oh no.
And Ms. and my teacher, Ms. Early, was like, why'd you say that? I was like, I heard it on TV once. And she was like, Blaze, do you know what that is? No, of course not. I'm 11.
I'm like
Yeah.
2.
And I just sat back down. I was like, continue. Keep talking about the Egyptians, Miss Eartley.
Don't tell
Yeah,
me. You guys saw Hercules too, didn't you?
No, we
Maybe.
just saw.
Oh, we're not Hercules,
Yeah,
sorry.
something like that.
Oh, I thought the Prince of Egypt. That's what I was thinking of.
I did like the Prince of Egypt when I was that. Prince of Egypt is really good.
Oh yeah, I have that on VHS. It's so good.
VHS, yes.
I have too many. I collect them.
I had a lot too, because that was the primary way of watching things back when I was younger.
Yeah, same.
So we have a bunch of VH that I would need to find DVDs of.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, my middle school experience was dominated by two things, and that was anime and Black Veil Brides.
Yeah, boy.
that was my middle school experience. So picture, if you will, 7th grade Jack sitting in his room watching episodes of Naruto and Bleach, listening to "In" by Black Veil Brides and Fallen Angels, and just having the time of his life, and then weep.
That's too similar to me, but for me it's fucking Italia, Black Butler, and Evanescence.
I didn't watch.
Evanescence, it was a banger. I was in Evanescence too. Blaze and I were just talking about this at the bowling alley, but I briefly had a little affair with Blood on the Dance Floor
Oh my
in
god!
7th grade. And I was going through some stuff, okay?
I think Annie was too at that time. Because I remember
Wow,
her.
that doesn't surprise me.
I remember her reciting the songs in
Yeah,
gym all the
knew that.
time, and then I was like secretly a fan. Didn't say anything because I was like ashamed because some of the songs were kind of like inappropriate for our age, and I was
Some
like,
of them?
Kinda.
some.
Kinda.
They were so inappropriate. Like, my God.
Do we have to remember Candyland? Do we have to?
No.
No, we don't.
Candyland is like
No, I've
Candyland's
erased
the biggest
the
one.
lyrics.
I remember Annie like literally. What was it? I don't want to say it because it's a really bad song, but it's like one of the songs that's like really common if you listen to them. And she was just singing it out loud in gym class, and like
No, that
in
explains a
7th
lot
or
about
8th
Annie.
grade. And I was like, oh my God, I don't know how she
Average
didn't get in
cat.
trouble.
Schoolgirl.
I don't know how she didn't get in trouble for that shit. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't
It's
know.
her charm.
It's her charm.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She's got that old Annie charm that we
Oh,
all know
Annie.
and love. She can get away with anything. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You reminded me of
She
story.
couldn't out.
Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say, Jack?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
So, okay, giving some context here. I'm not usually open about this, but I did go to a Catholic school most of my life. I went elementary through high school and even graduated there. But anyways, I went to a Catholic school, and I remember when I was in 8th grade, my dad got me a Black Butler backpack for Christmas one year. And I was so happy, and it had Ciel and Sebastian and the other characters on it. However, if you know Black Butler, there's a pentagram, like in Ciel's eye or whatever.
Yep.
However, on the backpack, it was like a black pentagram next to the Black Butler logo on my bag. And I wore it every single day. It was one of my favorite backpacks back then. I was like so happy I got it. And I remember one day, my religion/English teacher stopped me in the hallway and told me I couldn't bring it to school anymore because of the pentagram on it. And if you guys don't know, pentagrams are technically not satanic. It's Wiccan, but regardless, I thought it was really weird and I got mad. And so I would just flip my backpack over because it was only on one side. So she literally never knew for years because I still wore it in high school. And until like
You're a little rebel.
until like I think my late junior year I stopped using it because it was like getting really old. But yeah, it was something. I also remember when I was wearing a Virgo, same teacher, I was wearing a Virgo bracelet, and it was just like a cute little Claire's like rubber bracelet. It was like nothing bad. It just was like charismatic, organized, loyal, like nothing bad. And she's like, you are never allowed to wear that ever again. If I catch you wearing that, you're gonna be suspended. Just for wearing a bracelet. And it's funny because back then the I Heart Boobies bracelets were a big thing. And so those were not getting in trouble because it was like for breast cancer awareness. But mine was. And I just flipped it over just like my bag. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah. I think they just got at you about it because you're a Virgo.
I still have it. Like, it's in my closet. I still have it, and I had, like, other rubber bands. Because back then, wearing rubber bands was really cool. Like, the rubber bracelets, they were super cool back then. So.
Good times. Good
Yeah.
times.
But yeah, that's a funny fucking story I could tell you from middle school.
Ah, yes. Trauma.
Woo! Woohoo! Woo! Ain't going down!
Yeah!
Yeah, let's go, let's go!
Let's go,
go.
gamers.
Fuck school!
Yeah, gamers.
Yeah, gamers!
Yeah.
Does anyone
No.
have any funny stories from school?
Ooh. You know,
Oh.
crazy enough, turns out I'm not that interesting. So I have only one other story. so one thing that I will always remember it's really short. Someone spilled milk on me during lunch, and I was like, "Fuck! I need paper towels. This sucks." And so I wasn't paying attention. I walk into a restroom, and I just wipe all the milk off me. I was like, "This is a bunch of bullshit. I hate people." And then I see a girl walk in, and I was like, "What are you doing in the boys' restroom?" And then she ran on out. And then I look outside, and everyone could hear it. I was like, "God fucking damn it!" I was in the girls' restroom.
That's funny.
Oh my
I
gosh.
like like you remember Andrea Jack. She was there. She
I
and her
do.
other friends, they were all there just looking at me like what are you doing? And I was like, whatever the fuck I want. And then I walked away.
That is an amazing image. Truly great.
Yeah. I I find it funny more than anything else. I was like a little embarrassed, but I was like, this is gonna happen eventually.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
inevitable.
See, yeah, now it's my job to go in women's restrooms because I have to clean them.
Oh my god.
It all came full circle. Yeah. Oh god.
Oh man,
I would
I'm trying to think of funny
say
stories.
knock.
I mean, I remember Shelby will remember this because we both went. Shelby and I both went to the same Catholic elementary school. And when we were in elementary school, we had to do music classes, and we had to learn how to play on the recorders. Um, and I really struggled with that. And by struggled, I mean I didn't really try to learn. And so every year we would have to go to have this big concert where we would play our music and show off to the whole town and the whole school. And on that particular concert, I had not practiced at all what my actual music sheets. So when I was up there, I was just like, I was freaking out. I was absolutely freaking out. And then one of my classmates was like, "Hey, listen, just like pretend that you're playing it, and nobody would know. You'll be fine." And I was like, "Okay." And so I went up there, and everyone is playing. They're playing the recorders, and just having a good time. And I'm up there jamming out, just walking back and forth and really getting into it, not playing a single thing. Nothing's coming out. And the next day, my neighbor, who was at that performance, he comes over and he's like, "Man, like Jack was really playing. Like he was really getting into it. I'm really impressed." And I'm like, "Yeah." That was all according to
Yo, you
plan.
you pull a full Reagan Arataka with that shit.
Bro,
You
we
bullshit your way.
we played Hot Cross Buns back then.
We did play Hot Cross Buns,
We
and it was a
did.
banger.
I remember it. I remember that. We played like Mary Had a Little Lamb, I think, and then like something bird song or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I remember that.
You
Like
you guys, what?
I remember you reminded me of my orchestra days. Oh my god. I used to play the cello when I was in elementary school through middle school. And oh my god. That was something. I hated carrying that thing. That thing was heavy as hell. And I fucking like was mediocre at it. But yeah.
Yeah, you guys just may remember when I had to learn to play the recorder in 5th grade. We had a new music teacher, and she was the worst. She hated me so much.
Same with our
And
music teacher. She hated everybody.
that like because we were learning how to play the recorder. We basically had to like walk around. We were standing in random places in the music room, just trying to play it. And she would stop us every like minute or so, like stop it, you all suck. And I'm like, girl, I am 10. And
Girl, I'm playing.
and after like and after 2 weeks of trying to play the recorder, there was no progress made at all. And so she was like, stop, we're giving up. We're just gonna do choir. I was like, okay, fine, damn. She loves my brother though.
That is the attitude of someone who spent years professionally training to be a trained musical artist, and was all fully prepared to go on and live a life of fame, and ended up instead actually teaching a bunch of a bunch of elementary school kids how to play recorders, and is very, very angry about it.
He wanted to be Jack Black from School of Rock so bad.
She did.
I remember when I finally started taking classes with our music teacher in elementary school, and my brother and some of my cousins were kind of troublemaking kids, and so like when me and my sister started taking her classes, she was like, "Ah, shit, it's more of them." And we're like, "Ah," she like hated me. She was like, "Oh, you're just like your brother," and I'm like, "I literally don't talk. What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, he didn't talk.
You just existed, and that was your crime.
Literally, my brother Montana, he would do stupid shit when he was a kid and like piss teachers off on purpose. And then me over here, literally mute, and she's like, "Shut the fuck up!" I'm just like sitting there, and I'm like, "I did nothing." She's like, I just remember we were leaving. Oh my god, this is a good memory. I remember this. So we were about to leave. This is like in 4th or 5th grade. So Jack, you were there. I don't know if you noticed it.
Boy.
But I almost got detention because of this. So we were about to leave, and the bell rings, and I'm like, "Finally!" And she heard it, and she was like, "What did you say?" And I said, "Yay! Sad that class is over."
I mean, when.
And then Claire and Annie were just like, "Oh, you almost got in trouble, bitch." And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I'm a bad bitch, so."
Well, you were a girl boss even back then.
I was like the most mute kid I've ever met in my life. Like, I only talked when I wanted to, and then now look at me now. I'm just a dumbass that just says whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, and it's a fucking nightmare.
The thing that got me on that music teacher's hit list was, and Shelby, you probably remember this, was back in elementary school, we had to sing the national anthem at a football game.
I know the story.
Yes, and we were there, and it was all school versus Southeast, a neighboring school, and we're all sitting there, we're on the field, and as we're about to sing, I look over at my friend Ethan, and I'm like, what would be really funny is if right when we were about to play the national anthem, we just all yelled, "Southeast sucks," and we all just laughed and said, "Oh yeah, that'd be really funny." And I was like, "Okay, let's do it. I was under the impression this was gonna be a group activity, and so we sing the national anthem, and everything's going great. Everyone's applauding, and then I am up in like the front row, so I am within hearing distance of the microphone, and I just yell, "Something sucks," at the top of my lungs, and it's just me, because of course it is, and and I instantly realized the mistake that I made, and yeah, I was pretty sure that Mrs. was gonna just murder me on the spot.
And then,
hey guys,
ever since,
let's be careful with saying people's names like teachers' last names.
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna censor their names just in case, because I don't want them to get doxxed or anything, just in case.
No, I want to dox my music.
But yeah.
But you've caused enough suffering with them already.
I remember I just remember the music teacher's face, like, oh, what, mouth wide open, shocked, and then I remember hearing booing from Southeast behind us, because we were facing our team, and Southeast was behind us on the other side of the football field, and they were just booing. I just remember that. I was like, oh my god.
They were just mad because I spoke the truth.
They do suck. So.
Hello. And then I remember You make me think about all the football games we go to, and during like the kickoff, we yell like sayings with my friend Hunter.
Mhm.
We all go ah, and the kickoff we go ah. Well, I would. That's not the
I
point.
thing I remember about those football games is how we tried for 4 years to get Neil, the band teacher, to actually adopt uh, cowbells into the band because we would always bring all cowbells
Yeah.
to the game, and the band teacher would always be like, no, like he never went for it. And then the year I graduate, he's like, you know what would be a great addition to the band? Cowbells. And I'm like, you waited.
You know what also be a great addition to the band? Your mama.
You, like
Yeah, I got the one over on you.
when I was like in high school, I took all the art classes that I could take. I was the only kid in my class that took all of the art courses. And I just remember, this is kind of like sad kind of story, but looking back at it, I just fucking laugh my ass off because I think it's hilarious. But at the time, it was sad. But I just remember there was one student in my class, and I'm not gonna say her name, but like she also enrolled in the class, and it was just me and her, and it was like independent studies or something like that. And it's where we pick our own projects, and then we get them confirmed by the teacher, and that's what we do throughout the semester. Is we do like multiple projects and try to do something new. And so I come in the first day of class, and this other girl, she's there, and she's, ready to attend class, but she looks like utterly disgusted that I came in the room, like shocked, even though I'm the only art kid in my class. And like, to mind you, viewers, these classes are like, each grade has like at least maybe 35 people, or maybe even 20, because these classes are like, grades are very small. Like, our school was very small back then, so it's not like hundreds of like kids in one grade. So so I come in, and she looks disgusted, and I'm just confused as shit. And then the next day rolls by, and apparently she like she unenrolls from the class because I was in it and told the teacher that. And then the teacher, the art teacher was like my bestie back then, felt bad that she had to do with my dumb ass, but she had to do with my stubborn ass back then. But like, she was like, yeah, like this student like dropped out because of a ridiculous reason, and I'm so mad about it. That's really mean and rude. And I know you shouldn't know about it, but like, I just don't think it's okay. So learn from her lesson to not do that to someone else, type of thing. And I'm like, yeah, that's mean. And at first I was like, oh dang, like that sucks. Like, I'm so sad that happened. But now looking at it, I'm like, that's so funny. Just because of me? Like, my God.
Incredible.
Yes, I was here the whole time.
Yeah, we know you muted yourself.
No.
Because you're a baka.
Hey, listen. I was offered a snack, okay?
A snack?
Yeah, I had to accept it.
I want a snack.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, Shelby. I have a thing of 2 zebra cakes.
That's
Please,
nostalgic.
why don't you bring snacks to everybody?
Yeah.
Fuck you. That's why.
It's like when we were kids in high school. Like, you had to share.
Share.
You know,
That's what I'm nostalgic for. Sharing, Blaze.
Oh my God.
you know what I'm nostalgic for? You shutting the fuck up.
Damn.
Dude, I have a terrible story.
Another one?
Yeah. When I was in
You have a
kindergarten,
lot, I'm worried.
Okay, so I didn't go to kindergarten at this Catholic school I was mentioning. This was a different school. But I just remember as a kid, I didn't really have any friends back then. All I did was just draw and shit. That's really all I did. And I still do that now, but I sadly talk. And so back then, I was just kind of like one of those kids that just never talked. And this girl, it was her birthday, and she was like, "Hey guys, I brought some cookie cake for my birthday. I'm turning like 5." And so I'm like, "Oh hell yeah, she brought cake." And then straight up in front of the teacher said, "You're not allowed to have any."
Oh my.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and the teacher let her do it. The teacher let her do it. The teacher was like kind
That's
of
messed
mean.
up.
Like I remember because the teacher was pregnant back then. I don't remember her name, nor do I care because like she's
Miss
probably
Pregnant.
like 89 years old now, and and her baby is like 3 million years old or something.
So I know you didn't pass math. That's.
I'm only good at geometry. That's the
I
only thing I'm good
suck.
at. I'm
You suck at
somehow I'm good at
Fuck.
chemistry. I don't know how.
Magic.
Yeah, for years I'm like, I'm only good at the arts. That's it. I draw a pretty picture and act like an idiot.
Well, I mean, geometry does have shapes. Drawing does involve shapes. There you go.
Yeah. But can you
See?
shape these nuts?
Actually,
Damn.
probably.
Actually, as a matter of fact, I can.
Tell
Yeah,
me
I thought I won't say that, did you?
tell me the length times width of a walnut.
Yeah, don't worry. They're smaller.
Oh my god, another story
Damn.
I'm remembering. Geometry in high school. Oh my
There's a
god.
lot of trauma here.
I remember we had one of our like coaches, our football coach, be one of our teachers. That's kind of common in our school. And he is kind of an older gentleman, and he's been there for years. Like, he's literally been the math and geometry teacher since my dad was in this high school. My dad was in high school back then in the 80s. So that tells you how fucking old this guy is. And so he's a really nice guy, and he would just like not show up to class like all the time, and we'd be so confused of what to do. And then what he would do is like he'd be gone and he'll come back and he's like, "Oh, sorry guys, I had to get a haircut," and then bring donuts to class because he felt bad. He did it all the fucking time, and my dad's like, "Yep,
Oh my.
yep, that's coach for you." He's like, "He did that to
Yeah,
us too
Coach.
back then." My dad was like, "Yeah, like coach did that to us too." And it was so sad because like coach would not remember my first name, so he called me by my last name.
Sheldon?
Sheldon? Yeah, he'd call me by my last name. And I was like, you know, he would remember my sister's name, but he'd forget mine. And so, like, in front of my sister and, like, my dad, he'd be like, "What's up?" You know, last name. And I'm just like,
What?
yeah, and he would talk like that towards my cousins, and my cousins are all guys. So, like, I felt like, man, does he see me as a man?
Eyes up, Shelvis. Drop and give me 20.
I don't got $20.
Oh,
I'll take 15.
I mean, yeah. Trying to think of a good story, because, god damn it.
Man, the only story that's come to mind really, and Blaze, you remember this, is back in our high school, there used to be a lot of fights that would break out. But there was one time in particular where I don't even know what happened, but this massive fight broke out in the lunch period, and it was like it's a 4-on brawl, and all the teachers came down and tried to get involved, tried to break it up. Nobody could. It was absolute pandemonium. And then out of nowhere, here comes our theater teacher, who just comes like zooming in like the Flash, and just like clotheslines this one kid. It just bodies him.
Oh my god!
And out of nowhere, and it was absolute chaos. And then, at the entire time, all like resource officer, it just kind of sitting there and just kind of being like, I see what's happening here. I don't get paid enough for this. And eventually he gets involved after he has to tase one of the students. But it was absolutely amazing, and it was a legendary moment at our school. Just watching these this music teacher just single-handedly take on like five 17-year-old kids. And I don't know, it was wild.
Dude, I still remember when like it first started. Like, there's one guy I knew, Keontae, who I graduated with. For some reason, every time he gets mad, he takes his shirt off. And he was a part of that fight. So like, I just looked to my right, and he just like top off, just
Titty
seething.
out.
I'm like, what the fuck happened to you? And then I see this big roided out dude just like just mowing through, and I'm like, all right, I'm going home. Fuck
Yeah,
this.
it was a day. It was a day. You know it's serious when the shirt goes off. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man.
Mhm.
I also remember a story that was cool first time, but got more and more annoying going on. I'll use this to wrap it up because I know we want a shorter time, so I'll wrap it up with this. So I don't know what happened. I remember we would always hang out at breakfast, Jack and a few of our friends, and sometimes we'd, you know, say something really stupid or sing something really stupid, and we'd cheer for them. We'd be like, "Yeah, what's up?" And I started clapping, and then Jack started clapping, other people started clapping, or the whole table started clapping. I don't know, the entire cafeteria. It was like we were in the theater. It was like, "Whoa, yeah, let's go, yeah, whoa!"
That was
And
great.
and like our friend Izzy was just like sitting there, like, "What the fuck's going on?" Like, "Yeah, let's fucking go!"
She probably would.
Yeah, yeah, and then I started it another time, one time at lunch, because Izzy and Haley were reciting from a musical that we were doing for high school. And as soon as they finished, it was like, yeah, Sam and I, we were like, yeah, good job, good job. And then the same exact fucking thing happened. I was like, yeah, let's fucking go, let's go. And
It
I was
was
just like,
it was
oh
it
no,
was an amazing experience.
yeah. And then there was the third time, which I was our friend, another old friend, Cole. He was an asshole. He was like, "Hey, we should do the thing again. It's the last day of class. We should just do it again." And he had like these coconuts slapped together. I was like, "Cole, please,
I
Cole."
swear to God,
And
Cole.
then he was like, "Start it, Blade, start it." And I was like, "Okay, all right." And then it was like, "Whoa, yeah, let's go, let's go." Izzy didn't talk to me for a month.
Listen, the first
Cause
time it happened, I felt like we were in like a 2006 Disney movie or something, like some high school musical thing.
We put
the,
all
the
the
entire
things
school,
together.
yeah, it was like that. The entire school just came together. It was like, yeah, and we're clapping and cheering, and I'm just like, I have no idea what's happening, but this is so magical.
we tagged 5 minutes.
Like, people would think me and my sister were fucking crazy back then. Like, we would quote movies and shit all the time. Like, specifically movies like SpongeBob, the movie, the first one. Like, my god.
Yeah.
Me and my sister could fucking do the entire movie.
Oh yeah, did you know it's March 14th, the day that crab
Oh yeah!
fries?
I
Oh
forgot!
my god.
Oh my god! As we're recording this. I
Look
forgot
at
about
that.
that.
Look at us. Who would have thought?
Not me.
Not me.
Not me. The day crab fries. Plankton.
Daddy, no.
Daddy,
yes.
yes. Plankton cheated.
Alright,
What?
well,
I didn't cheat.
I did not age well.
really, no, it aged perfectly. Fine wine.
It aged exactly as it should have.
Exactly. It's a timeless fucking masterpiece. Of course, that's right now.
Also, me and my sister quote from Shrek 2. It's when like the gingerbread and like Pinocchio and all them save Shrek and Donkey and like clothes, and Pinocchio has to lie to use his nose to save them or whatever. And Donkey's like, say a lie, say you're wearing ladies' underwear. And he's like, I'm wearing ladies' underwear. And he didn't lie. He actually is wearing ladies' underwear.
That's panties!
And then they're like, oh, because you like it because of this. He's like, no, I certainly do not. and then the gingerbread man is like, it's a song.
Yeah.
Like, me and Abby say that all the time because it just
As
makes
you
us
can see,
laugh.
I never memorize lines from shows or movies.
It's a song. Just the way they both say it. I certainly do not.
These are the movies we grew up on, and it explains a lot.
Shrek 2 was
it really
like
does.
Shrek 2 I watched all the time as a kid. I even had the soundtrack as a kid on CD, and I'd play it at my grandpa's house with Abby all the time, and we'd listen to I Need a Hero all the time.
That is a banger. That might be the best example of a cover that ended up actually being better than the original.
That's honestly so fucking true. I also loved Accidentally in Love. I listen to that song all the time. It's actually a really good song.
It is.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
yeah, so what do you think? And wrap it up?
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're at a good point. Thank you so much for everyone for hanging out with us today. We definitely appreciate it. Feel free to leave any comments or feedback in the comments below. And if you like what you heard, consider giving the video a like.
If not, I'm so...
That's true. If you don't, we'll come to your house and we will play our recorders for you.
And I'll play the cello.
Baby.
It'll be the worst concert you ever heard, but you would not get any relief.
And don't worry, I'll play the DK rap with Bring Me to Life. It's one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life. Go on YouTube.
It really is.
Okay, everyone, go on YouTube right now. Viewers, go on YouTube right now. Go to youtube.com, type in the search bar, DK rap, Evanescence, Bring Me to Life, and you will hear a masterpiece.
Good job, Shelby. Good job.
Yeah.
We'll link it in the description.
We absolutely would not.
Oh yeah, the one uploading the video.
Gosh dang it.
No, it's okay. Fine.
Fine.
This doesn't happen.
You know what?
Well, like Jack said, thanks for watching. Also, sorry you have to deal with us now.
Sorry for trauma dumping, guys.
Oh no, it's fine. Oh, it's fine. We have to ask the forgiveness of the viewers.
For God.
Oh, yeah.
All right. All right. Say bye, everybody.
All right. See you guys. Thanks for watching.
I love you.